Hi, it's Wendy Hernandez with Command the Courtroom. In this week's video, I want to talk with you about relocation. The reason I thought this was a good topic to discuss in this week's video is because I've been getting a ton of questions from viewers who are facing relocation cases. Either they are wanting the court to let them relocate with their children to a different city, town, state, or country, or they are the parent who does not want their children to be relocated to a different city, town, state, or country. And people are asking, what do I need to show the judge? So the judge will either let me relocate the children or say that the children have to stay put where they are. So this is step one. Step one is you always start with the best interest factors. So wherever you're located, go to your state statutes and look at the child custody factors for your state. Those are also referred to as the best interest factors. And I talk about the best interest factors in a lot of the videos that I've recorded. As a side note, if you want more information on the best interest factors and you haven't downloaded my best interest factors checklist, go to commandthecourtroom.com and download it. In that checklist, I list all the conceivable best interest factors that there are, and I give sample questions for trial and questions to get you thinking about your case. But you start with the best interest factors in your state, and you have to be sure to present evidence to the court about how each of those factors applies in your relocation case. But the different thing about relocation cases is that usually there are other factors on top of the quote normal best interest factors that you have to address with the judge. So it all goes back to the best interest factors, but the judge is going to want to know the answers to some very specific questions. And these questions might vary depending on what state that you're in. But I'm going to read to you some examples of questions that the judge may want answers to before he or she decides what he or she's going to do in your relocation case. So I'm going to just kind of read for a minute. You have to talk to the judge about the potential advantages of the move improving the quality of life for your child. You have to talk to the judge about your motivation. If you're asking that your child or children move, you have to talk to the judge about your motivation or show evidence of your motivation. Are you asking in good faith or not? And if a parent is opposing relocation, then what's the motivation of that parent who's opposing the relocation? One thing that you're going to have to talk to the judge about is, what is parenting time going to look like if this relocation request is granted? Is there going to be a realistic opportunity for the person whose kids has moved away from him or her to have parenting time? And what is that parenting time going to look like? You also have to talk to the judge about transportation costs. If one parent moves away with the children, then who's going to pay for the transportation? How is that going to be split? Is it going to be really expensive? And if it is expensive, is it going to be feasible for the parent who needs to see the children to actually see them? Another thing is that the court is going to want to look at the relationships between each of the parents and the children, and that's a normal best interest factor that the judge looks at. The judge will look at the impact of the relocation on improving the quality of the child's life. So the court is going to look at, the emotional, mental, and physical changes that might happen. The court might look at what the children actually want or what the child actually wants. The court will look at what the living conditions are going to look like. The court is going to look at what schools might look like when the children moves to a new place. So these are some of the factors that you need to address in your relocation case. The judge will also look at the strength of the children's ties to his current community, school, and neighborhood. And the court might also look at whether moving the child away is going to increase the hostility or level of conflict between the parents. So I've just listed out a whole bunch of factors that you're going to need to address with the court in addition to those best interest factors. There's different types of evidence that you could show to prove these different relocation factors. As an example, if I'm representing a client who wants to move the children, I ask that client to get information about the children's new school, and what the rating is for the school, and how, I want that parent to show how close or far this new school is going to be from where that parent is living. I want to know from the parent where they're going to be working, what kind of salary they're going to be making. So these are the types of things to gather in your relocation case. So I hope these tips helped. Remember, always start with the best interest factors when you're in a relocation case, and then move to some of those other factors that I just listed off. It always boils down to what is best for the children, so that's what you're aiming to show the judge, that the relocation is or is not in the best interest of your child or children. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Be sure and give me a comment if you like it. If you have more questions or it spurs additional questions, leave me a comment in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, be sure and do that. That way you'll get notified once a week when I release a new video. And also, Command the Courtroom is on Facebook, so go to Facebook and like Command the Courtroom. I post the videos there once a week as well. I look forward to sending you another video next week. But until then, remember, I'm on your side when it matters most. Keep on trucking and go out there and command the courtroom.